Hi, I'm Stargate Pioneer.
And I'm Steven John Drew, and we're from Better Podcasting, a proud member of the Gonna Geek Network.
Just like the show you're listening to now.
The opinions expressed are those of the individual host.
Check out all the other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
And get ready, because geekiness begins in 3,
2,
1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 543 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. This is recorded live on Sunday, December 17th, 2023. My name is Chris. I am joined by the usual band of misfits and reprobates that make up this podcast. We'll start first, Mr. Willie D. Nelson.
Thank you. I was doing nothing over here, I promise.
I would never dream that you would do anything, Willie. That you would do anything.
I don't want you to dream it. I want you to be it.
I don't know what that means, but we're just going to go with it. And I'm going to toss things over to the final member of our cast, a little less of a reprobate than the rest of us, Mr. Anthony Bachman.
Oh, that's the first time I've ever been called less of a reprobate than someone else. Wow. All right. Thank you. Good morning.
Look, you're the mature, older one on the show that has to keep us in line. Willie and I are the immature young bucks that are.
I'll agree with the older
almost
part.
40.
I'll agree with the older part.
Man.
Willie's just some dude, man.
Some heathen dude, man. That's all I am.
I'm just a guy in a red and green Christmas sweater. A Christmas sweater.
I do love Christmas. Not really.
I didn't know if we were going to actually have an episode on Christmas Eve, so I thought this might be the Christmas episode.
So that's a really good question. It's something that something in hindsight probably should have discussed in pre-show, but hey, we like to talk show issues on the show itself. So what do we want to do for our show next week? Because if we do it on Sunday, that's Christmas Eve. I don't care. My family's doing Christmas on the 23rd, so I will be around, but I'm not really sure what you guys have planned, or if we want to just try and record something earlier and just push out that as part of a stream, a pre-recorded video. It doesn't matter to me.
We're doing all of our Christmas on Monday, so yeah, I've got Sunday morning off.
I don't know what your plans are, Willie. What are you thinking?
Here's my idea. Here's just laying down the foundation for this thought process here.
I'm scared.
Stick with me here.
It's already too long.
I recently rewatched a movie that I had forgotten about, and it awoken something inside me. An idea.
Uh-oh.
Let us ourselves do a full Monty nudecast.
No.
Christmas Eve nudecast.
No.
Full Monty, just helicoptering around.
No.
Willie, my studio space is my basement. It's very cold down here, and it's going to be cold that weekend. No. I admire your thought there, but
I don't.
The chat room's entertained by the thought, at least. So we've got
have a whole week to get a space heater.
I have a space heater, but it can only do so much.
Then heat the right spaces.
I can only do so much work in that time.
Get in those crevices.
Oh, dear Lord. I mean, just for reference, it's like 52 out right now. The thermometer in here says it's 61. So once we get colder, it's not unheard of. I've come down here in the depths of winter. It's like 52 degrees down here. It's a little chilly.
Oh, don't worry. Inside my heart, it's always 98 degrees, if you remember that boy band.
It's 29 degrees outside here, so yeah, it's chilly.
I mean, fine, cowards.
Yeah.
Maybe. I've been called worse.
Plus, I'm pretty sure you'd get us pulled off of everywhere that we're streaming if we did a full Monty cast.
If I was nude right now, all you see is maybe the top of some pepperoni nips. And is that really all that bad?
Yes.
How is it that bad? Come on.
Because then we got to see the sweater, too.
I mean, you've already seen part of it. I mean, it's always there.
That's what I'm concerned about.
One of the reasons we don't want to look.
It's always just beneath the surface.
Ugh.
Waiting, biding your time.
Catching Cheeto dust.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
It's not meant for you to like. I thought that was obvious. Duh.
That's fair.
It's meant to make you squirm. What do you think I like?
Well, it's
Cheerwine?
That's for sure.
Oh, yes, I do love Cheerwine. Thank you. And remember, you can only find Cheerwine in the certain right spots of the country. The right spots of the country. Or wrong.
The white spot
there too. There's a lot of wrong, but a lot of right.
The white spots of the country?
Actually, no. I would say there's a big smorgasbord in my area.
A smorgasbord.
Listen, how often do you get to use the word smorgasbord?
Not often, yeah. Usually that one takes a little effort to work into a daily conversation.
It's like, aren't you always happy whenever you have to type or write in the letter Z? Because it happens so infrequently. Like, yay, Z.
Just sits over there in the bottom left corner of the keyboard all alone.
Exactly. It's the little things in life, man. The little things.
All alone.
So, just to loop us back to what we were mentioning in pre-show, you guys might have heard that there was a camera flicker going on. Evidently, there is an issue with this webcam with some fixes I will need to do. So I flipped back to the old webcam temporarily. No, I didn't notice in any of my testing. So I'm glad we did it here and we saw it. There's a guide I need to follow that's basically going to show me how to fix this flickering issue. It's something it doesn't like connecting over to the USB-C port, so I'll have to play with something. It's not limited to just Macs and other stuff. So thank you, everyone, who helped me troubleshoot that live on the air. I appreciate it.
Yeah, live troubleshooting is what we're all here for.
All things technical difficulties.
There used to be a show. You guys remember the old Tech TV channel?
Yes,
like
I do.
20 years ago, they had a show called Call for Help.
Well,
that was literally
merge with G4.
That's true. This is before the merger, but the whole concept was literally, I'm having problems with my PC. I'm going to call this television show and they're going to walk me through how to fix it or talk about ways to fix it. And that was the whole concept of it. Was literally people calling in, having issues, and they would
doing live tech support.
And you'd often learn lessons of your own. Now, they of course screened it to an extent where they kind of had an idea of what might be coming in, meaning people would submit stuff and they'd be like, okay, we like these 4 folks, so we're going to call them and have them come back on tomorrow so we can do stuff with them. So it wouldn't be like, my damn porn folder's too full. How do I fix this? And they didn't have showing stuff.
I can't turn my screen on.
It was actually a really cool concept. The guy that hosted it, I think that was Chris Perillo. He's all over on
white hair.
No, that was Leo Laporte, who did a different thing. Okay. He's got the Twit network of podcasts and stuff, This Week in Tech, etc. But Chris Perillo, I follow him on Threads and stuff like that right now. He's big in 3D printing and stuff right now. So he does like a lot of cool Twitch live streams of different 3D prints and stuff he's doing. It's really fascinating stuff.
So you saw natural evolution of tech people going to 3D printing.
Yeah, I mean, in part.
Surprising.
Cool. Maybe a little bit.
That's fair. You wouldn't think about it until you saw like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, all the Tested guys on the Tested podcast, they do a lot of 3D printer talk.
So since you brought up that show, I have a little question, if you remember it. Attack of the Show was a thing, but it was called something else before it changed its brand.
The Screensavers.
Screensavers, that was it. That's where that white haired dude was from, right?
Yes, he used to host that. Leo Laporte and Patrick Norton used to host the Screensavers from the San Francisco studios. I watched a lot of Tech TV as a kid. My dad and I were both fascinated by a lot of the stuff they did on there, just because there was cool stuff. You could learn a bunch of things. And,
yeah, same. I didn't learn shit from it because I didn't understand it, but it was still entertaining.
I mean, you go and look at what some of the folks that left there went and did. Like, what was the guy's name? Kevin Rose that was on there at one point in time, who was just kind of like one of their interns that did stuff. Was one of the guys that went and founded Dig. If you guys remember the website Dig, DIGG. He helped found that. They had a show based off it. Now he's like an angel investor with all this money he made off of owning Dig and a bunch of other stuff. So he's an angel investor in Silicon Valley now. And you're like, holy crap, you were just like some intern on the Screensavers. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
The correct answer is that shit's real crazy, Chris.
Really, really crazy?
No, are we just going to turn this and talking about shows from
I mean, this could be all things good and nostalgia.
Do you remember Portal, where they made all the machinimas type stuff in MMOs?
Yes.
That was a fun show.
I also remember the Machinima channel on YouTube that used to have all that kind of stuff on it.
Yeah, but I never watched it.
Got deleted.
feels like I missed on something, but who cares?
Not necessarily. A lot of it still lives on in other places, but yeah, that was always odd, though, that the whole channel just went away with all that stuff that was on there. There was a whole bunch of historical internet memes of low-res videos that were strangely hilarious to me in the mid 2000s that are now gone.
Well, the answer lies when you look upon yourself.
Did you just get a fortune cookie today and open it?
No, I'm saying mirrors are the answer to how to find those. Mirrors. You just find a mirror of it.
Oh, yes. Some of the stuff is mirrored.
That's being technical.
Some of the stuff is mirrored. Sadly, not all of the stuff is mirrored.
Yeah, but I mean, the good stuff is, right?
It's the nature of the beast we live in. Just because it's on the internet doesn't always mean it'll be forever. I mean, now it does, but back then it didn't.
Who are we? Internet historians?
I mean, sort of. Based off things that we've talked about. Not necessarily officially, but we kind of do play the role of internet historians in some cases. A lot of people who do shows like this where we talk about things that happen on the internet.
I was making a play on the YouTuber, the internet historian. Sorry. I'm sorry for you old foggies out there.
I can dig it.
Like the website Dig.
Yeah.
With 2G.
Here's the thing. Like, I remember like when Dig was a thing and everyone was like, what the fuck is this Reddit thing? And then Dig changed the algorithm and how everything worked. And like in the span of a week, most of the people that were on Dig went to Reddit then. They're like, nope, we don't like what you guys have done to this website. And they could never recover from that since. Like Dig used to be the thing for like internet meme and pop culture and things like that. That's where I would go to learn a bunch of stuff because it was a more simple version of what we have in Reddit. Reddit has a bunch of subreddits and things like that. But the whole concept of Dig was, here's this cool news story I found, and I can put it in a category and I can put it on Dig. And it became the front page of the internet, basically, because it was all the stuff that people thought was cool would get thumbs up until those things all appeared on the front page of Dig. And that's how you learn some cool stuff. I made it to the front page of Dig once, only once.
What were you commenting on?
It was when I had shared a link about something with the Star Wars prequels. I can't remember. I don't honestly remember the full story, but it was a story I'd found on theforce.net back when I was regularly frequenting that page. And I shared it. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And it made it to the front page of Dig, and I never did it again. That was my Dig claim to fame. And then for those that don't remember, Dig was also tied into a podcast that they did called Dig Nation, where it was pretty much they would take like the top stories that made it to the front page of Dig, and they would talk about it each week.
Huh. That sounds like it's written for you. Those easy bastards.
Well, I mean, you still have to form the conversation around it, but there's some interesting conversation. Like, hey, the internet thinks this is interesting. Why the fuck did the internet think this was interesting?
I mean, most podcasts are not lower level of like research and development. Most podcasts are more like this, where it's a couple of chuckleheads just winging through some shit.
I mean, it just depends on the podcast. There's a podcast for everything out there. Like a lot of the true crime podcasters and stuff like that. Those are the guys that'll do like months worth of research and FOIA requests and digging in and interviews to then pre-record and set up like 10 episodes, like really awesome content on a true crime informational kind of thing. And then you've got chuckle fucks like us that just go on the internet and like, hey guys, did you see this news that came out of what?
Yeah. I think Lore, now that I think about it, is the only like research podcast I listen to. All the rest of them are chuckle fucks.
You don't like the term chuckle fuck, Willie?
What is wrong with you people?
Merry Christmas, chuckle fuck.
Jesus.
You've never heard of that before?
Why are you using it? You sound like an old curmudgeon.
Because I am an
what
old curmudgeon.
What are you doing, you chuckle fucks? Get off
Willie.
my yard.
Get off my lawn.
Willie, I'm less than a year away from 40. I'm a curmudgeon. You'll be there soon. Don't worry.
You ain't as curmudgeon as you think you are. Not if you ain't 40.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not saying you're old. I'm saying you sound older.
That's fine. I've always been
old
that
and
way.
I sound older.
I'm an old soul, Willie. I'm an old soul.
I told you I'm in the mood for some backyard wrestling.
Wrestling.
Oh, I said you could beat Chris. I didn't say you could beat me.
I'll try anyway.
I want to see Willie fight John Moxley.
These 24-inch pythons. Oh, I don't know how big they are.
It'd be fun to fight Moxley.
I mean, he would just start bleeding in the first 30 seconds.
I mean, you're going into a match knowing that you're going to have to take a beating. Like, you're not getting through a John Moxley match without taking a serious beating. Like, it would be interesting to see how how much of an ass whooping that takes to like go through a 30-minute match with Jon Moxley.
The only weird thing it is that I can think about wrestling a wrestler is that they would probably be smaller than me, but they still weigh as much as me. It's just dense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's like throwing my mind for a loop. I'm thinking like body slam, like, okay, it's just because you can feel denseness when you lift something up.
And it depends. Yeah. I mean, you have like the big, like kind of like giant sized people, like, Cena at his biggest, or freaking what's the guy that should have all of Brock Lesnar's fame? Bobby Lashley. Yeah. He's just a giant human, where then you have like people like Jon Moxley, where it's just dense, like fighting strength. Like he's not in the gym working out. He's just like in the back alley, like breaking bottles and punching brick walls to get stronger. Like it's a weird kind of strength.
Talk about Kimbo Slice.
Yeah, there you go. But it's two very different type of like strengths. Yeah, we have like the Bobby Lashley, the inhuman sized, looks like an actual He-Man toy brought to life, just bubble muscles, like Ed McGuinness drew him, and he somehow became an actual person. And then you have like people like Jon Moxley, where it's like, oh, it just looks like a guy who's been in like 500 street fights.
Here's the way to beat Jon Moxley. I'm going to screen share it with you. You just skewer the motherfucker.
The skewers were good.
Pardon my French there, but for those that are unaware, Jon Moxley has like 24 skewers sticking out of the top of his head where he got skewered in a match.
I'm trying to remember. Wasn't that Penta? Didn't Penta do that?
Penta did it here. This was a match in Japan.
So okay, I was gonna say the one I just saw. Penta did it. He did a good job too.
Yeah,
he's like, man.
You know what that image looked like, right?
He was a porcupine.
No, you remember Rugrats? It looked like Angelica's doll, Cynthia.
Oh, yeah, sort of, yeah.
Like put Cynthia and that picture side by side. It's the same image.
Yeah, Jon Moxley's a crazy person, but he's entertaining as hell.
Jon Moxley just likes to wrestle. That's what it comes down to. And I, as someone who has returned to my fandom of professional wrestling in recent years, just enjoy the fact that dude just wants to go out there and do work. And he's like, I don't have time for this internet bullshit. I don't care.
So
I just want to wrestle.
So he's Zeke from Bob's Burger.
Hey, you want to wrestle? I haven't watched Bob's Burgers. So
it was Jimmy Pesto, Jimmy Jr.'s friend that always like wrestling with him. Zeke.
Again, I haven't watched Bob's Burgers, so
why does every character named Zeke always have that same type of voice and accent? Zeke from the Infamous games, Zeke from Bob's Burger. I don't know another Zeke, but those two all have the same similar type voice, like where they have the accent, like, "Hi, I want to wrestle you. What you doing over here?" That southernness to it. They both have it. It's weird
because that sounds like a Zeke.
That's fair. I give it. Is Zeke short for Ezekiel?
Mm-hmm.
It can be.
Holy shit, my mind is blown. And I just blew myself. Sorry, I blew my own mind.
I was looking for the blue paint. I didn't know how you blew yourself. Arrested Development reference there, kids. You can watch it. I don't know where because it's not on Netflix anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm still washing over the waves after I just blew myself.
Yeah, I don't know if you can watch Arrested Development anywhere currently, which is sad.
I got to get all that shit out for nothing.
Yeah, I got to get all my Batman watching Lego Masters on Hulu.
Oh, that's right. The finale of Lego Masters happened this week. I need to watch that too.
Yeah, we started it, but we haven't finished it. We started last night during my lunch break. We got to finish that today.
That's exciting.
Yeah, because the finale they put up because I played the new Lego 2K Drive game and found the truck that's in the game from the episode where they did the smash up vehicles, which is cool because you can. And the best thing is you can buy it in the game for $0. So when you can access the garage and add cars to your garage, you can get the vehicle from that show. Any kid can get it, and it costs nothing, which is
nice.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
It's a free vehicle.
Is it created by the makers of the game, or is it one of the custom creators that people put up? Kind of like creator wrestlers in wrestling games, like people just download them from other people.
It's kind of like that, but it's in the game from the get-go because it was a vehicle created on the Lego Masters show, and part of that challenge was if you won that challenge, your vehicle would be in the Lego 2K Drive game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So one of the builds that was built on the show is accessible, and you can buy it in the game for free, which is cool because any kid that saw that show and liked the vehicle's called the Sharkatron. It was a giant like monster truck shark that this team made on the show, which was a really cool build. But yeah, they put it in the game for free. And then yeah, the big thing about the finale is whoever wins that, which I haven't watched it yet either, so no spoilers, but whoever wins it, their build is going to be put up for display at the New York Lego store on Fifth Avenue, and then they will be flown to Lego headquarters to build a version of it that will then become an actual Lego kit that will be sold in stores. So it's the first time ever that, the Lego finale is making it to where you can actually get, like, you'll be able to buy the winning Lego.
Yeah,
there's a Sharkatron.
For those
9000.
For those on the video stream, it's the Sharkatron 9000 is the vehicle they made. And they actually raced these vehicles around a track. And the whole thing was whoever wins the race wins the challenge, or was one of the ones that was in the top 2 for the challenge. I think they said it would be decided upon. And it was, I always forget the 2 Lego Masters. It's Christopher and what's the other gentleman's name that they're showing there? Jonathan? I don't remember.
Might be.
That could be
Chris and Jonathan.
Yeah, but there's the actual, you can see it on the platform there, the actual one that they built, and then it got turned into the Lego version in the game. That's got to be a cool moment for them.
Yeah, because the one kid was like, I've played and beat every Lego game ever put out, and it's one of the things that he just was massively in love with. And so for them to win that challenge and have their build put into a Lego game, like, that's eternal. Like, that never goes away. Like, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, Lego Masters
is
a show. I love it because it's like the new Face Off, and we've talked about Face Off on the show. For those who don't remember, it was a show that was on Sci-Fi Channel all about makeup and special effects, and it was a reality competition kind of thing. But the nice thing was there wasn't that contrived reality bullshit. It was just a bunch of people that loved the craft, that they didn't really have much drama amongst each other and would help each other out. It was, oh crap, I'm running out of time, and the guy'd be like, well, I'm done. What do you need me to do? I'll help you out. Stuff like that. So it was just a fun, easy watch where people weren't assholes.
Yeah, and Lego Masters is the same type of thing, because it's like they had an episode this season where they were building items out of an office and trying to make 1-to-1 Lego replicas of it. Yeah, and one of the crazy ass teams picked the rug, which was giant. And when everybody else had finished their items, like, people went over and helped Nina and Sam, this kid and his mom, who were a team that were working on the rug. And like all the other teams were helping them try to finish. We should clarify.
Sam, as a kid, is probably in his mid 30s, I think. Too.
Yeah. So, 30s or early 40s. Yeah.
Early 40s. So it's really cool because his mom bought him all the Legos and stuff as a kid and made that fandom. And now he's on there doing the show with his mom. Both of them as fully grown adults. It's really neat.
They're my favorite team. I love them.
Mine's Christopher, and I can't remember the other guy's name just because they play up the evil angle so much. It makes me laugh.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, I don't want to like look them up or anything because I'm trying not to spoil myself.
I didn't look anything up because I don't want spoilers. Willie, it's a great.
Well, let me tell you about what happened then.
Willie, if you have Hulu,
your whore mouth.
If you have Hulu, the show's on there. I think all 4 seasons of it are, and it's really fun if you like Legos and stuff like that. And it is a wholesome show, and I get why families like it because anyone can watch it because there's not really any steamy content or anything like that. It's all Legos, and it's kind of like a Pixar film in some cases where you might get a wink and a nod joke towards something the adults are going to pick up that the kids won't necessarily pick up because Will Arnett hosts, so he's going to put those kind of things in there.
Well, and like you said too, with the all those shows that have the bad writing and their fake drama, like Will Arnett will like scream to go to commercial because there is no drama because it's a Lego show.
Yeah.
It's the closest that America has gotten so far as making like what is it, the Great British Bake Off, a show where everybody's just nice and helps each other. Like Lego Masters is the closest that America has done to that show.
I still think one of the coolest things recently was when they did the roller coaster build, and Brickmaster Jamie is the one who done like the last 2 main Lego roller coaster builds, and was telling one of the teams, I don't know how you're going to pull off this lift mechanism that you're going to want to do. And he's like the expert roller coaster Lego guy. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they pull off this crazy spiral lift, and he's like, I didn't think they'd be able to do it.
Yeah. I think at one point he flat out tells Christopher it's not possible. what he's doing. And then the kid spends 6 hours figuring that one piece out while his teammate builds the rest of the roller coaster. But after 6 hours, he fucking made it work. And it was impressive.
Yeah, for those, I'm trying to think the best way to describe it. Roller coasters all have some kind of lift mechanisms, even in Lego, to kind of bring the cart up to the top of the track to then release it so it'll do its thing. And what they did there is they built a spiral lift mechanism. So like it would spiral and lift to the top of the roller coaster before it was then released. Whereas everyone else was doing kind of like pretty much just a straight line.
Yeah, just belt drives.
With belt drives or chains and things like that. They built a spiral one that pushed the coaster up, and it was really freaking cool.
Yeah, and the physics of it was insane because you watched him build it, and you watch it break like 10 times because what he was trying to do, like the physics of it, were really difficult. So yeah, it was quite impressive. Yeah, to see someone basically be told by a Lego master what you're trying to do is impossible, and then have the kids sit there and work on it for 6 hours and be like, "Yeah, no, I figured it out. It can be done. It was just difficult." Which it's like anything, everything's impossible until somebody does it. Which, that show's great for that too, because no one would have thought that kid was going to be able to make that mechanism work. And he's like, no, I'll figure it out. It just will take time. And it took him 6 hours of, I think, a 10-hour build. So like it was the majority of his day was just fixing that mechanism. But he figured out the physics of it and made it work with Lego pieces, which was very impressive. Because their finished roller coaster their finished coaster was great. I love that show.
Yeah. So well worth checking out there. Willie, seriously, it's on Hulu. Go check it out. Go watch an episode or two. You might enjoy it. I don't know. Were you a Lego kid growing up? Did you play with Legos and building blocks and stuff like that? I think Willie is either
Willie froze. So because I've got my behind me here. You can see we got the Christmas tree, we got the printer, and then that is the Lego Daily Bugle on the top of the back of my bookcase there. Right above my art desk. That's what I look at when I need inspiration.
Well, I think Willie froze, so we'll take him off stage for a couple minutes and see when his video unfreezes. And in the meantime, we're just going to roll on in to the news of the week as soon as I find the right button that's here.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
Welcome to the news of the week. It is that part of the show where we run down what's in our minds some of the most interesting geeky and or nerdy news to have popped up here in the past week or so and share with you guys who are watching live. I am happy to report that Willie's back. He's unfrozen. We have you back in. I don't know what happened there. It was very strange.
Oh, you were frozen. What are you talking about?
It was us.
No, we never froze. It was all you, man.
Oh, you guys froze. Don't you deny it. I don't know what's going on. Do you want the gaslight me here?
Yeah, you don't know what's going on because you froze.
Yeah,
I know exactly what I don't know.
Were you? What?
I can pretty much guarantee you don't know exactly what you don't know. I can guarantee that.
I mean...
There ain't much I know, but I know that, motherfucker.
Listen. I know a little, and baby,
agreed.
I can guess the rest.
Oh my!
Oh my! I agree that you know a little.
Song, man, come on.
I don't know where we're going with it. I get confused. Let's go into the news though, and I'm going to take my story first, and it ties back into a story I think we discussed on this show 3 or 4 years ago. But hey, remember they were making a Last of Us multiplayer based game? Yeah, well. They're not anymore, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I think it's worthy of discussing, is that Naughty Dog has canceled its Last of Us multiplayer game. It's been in development, I think, since 2020. I think we'll get to it in this article, but I'm referencing an article over on Polygon.com where they state that Naughty Dog's planned multiplayer game set in the world of The Last of Us is no more. On Thursday, the studio announced it has made the, quote, incredibly difficult decision to stop development on what it's been calling The Last of Us Online.
Sad.
On the website, they say, we know this news will be tough for many, especially our dedicated The Last of Us factions community who've been following our multiplayer ambitions ardently. We're equally crushed at the studio as we are looking forward to putting it in your hands. Some background info. The Last of Us Online was supposed to be revealed to the public this year. The studio had released a handful of pieces of concept art, but we'd never seen any actual gameplay or anything like that. Now, it was a game set in the world of The Last of Us, which, if you've seen the TV show or played the games, you know that world's pretty ripe for having a fun online game in. Well, was going to be, rather. On the Last of Us's website, they said, "We know this news will be tough for many, especially our dedicated Last of Us factions community who've been following. We're equal." I already read that quote. Why did they have it in here twice? That was my fault. That was my fault. What, Willie? Because I'm confused.
Oh, because fuck you, that's why.
That's fair enough. Naughty Dog said developers at the studio had been in pre-production of The Last of Us Online since the development of The Last of Us Part 2, which shipped in 2020. According to the studio, it was unique and had tremendous potential. At this point in time, though, they have canceled it, but they said something to the effect of, pretty much, fear not, a lot of the things we learned how to do in this game, we're going to try and roll into other games that we'll be releasing. Now, whether that means there's a Last of Us 3 coming out that's going to incorporate some online components that they're developing for this, or if they have another original IP they're planning on releasing that could incorporate this, I don't think we'll be seeing it in the remastered edition of The Last of Us 2, which I think drops in like a month as we are recording this. I want to say it's like mid-January. Last of Us Part 2 Remastered comes out for PS5, which is what, like the second remaster on that game?
Well, the first game had a remaster, two remasters. The second one has not been remastered yet.
Okay, so this will be its first remaster. And I misspoke.
Yeah, hopefully the last.
It's January 5th for The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. I'm playing Part 1 Remastered right now on the PS5, and I'm enjoying it.
Still,
I'm not very far into it yet, but I've been enjoying it. And it's like a double-edged sword having seen the TV show, because I'm like, oh, wow, this looks just like the TV show, which everyone who played the game was like, wow, this looks just like the game. But now I'm going, oh, wow, I already know how this is going to end because I've watched season 1 of The Last of Us. I'm not having a problem with that. The gameplay's still fun and things like that. But I'm like, maybe I should have played the game first.
Oops. So what flavor do you like? Do you like Pascal, or do you like Troy Baker? You like Baker flavor? Do you like
Willie? Pedro Pascal's the internet's daddy.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with
call
Pascal.
him daddy right now.
Hi, Daddy Pedro.
Fair enough. You got it.
Go. Okay. I like both, and I think it's fair to say you like both. Troy Baker has his own unique flavor of doing anything because he's an incredibly talented voice artist, and Pedro Pascal's his own way of doing things on screen, and I enjoy both representations of Joel. Now, that being said, I've played a whopping 3 hours of The Last of Us Part 1 Remastered, so I haven't really gotten a ton of Troy Baker as Joel. I'm still in the tutorial. Well, might not even be 3 hours. I'm still traveling with Tess to go and find...
You're still in Boston.
Yeah, I'm still in Boston. I haven't left Boston yet, so I'm not very deep into the game, and it's more, we'll get into it, what I'm into. I was going to keep playing, but there was a beta for a game my dad wanted to play with me, so we've been playing that, which is not quite the same as The Last of Us, but I'm having fun, mostly just because I'm getting to hang out with my dad while I play it. There's a closed beta this weekend for an Ubisoft game.
Yes, my friends are playing it.
Yeah,
I have questions on it.
They limited it to 6 hours, but let's save that for what I'm into. It's very strange. I don't understand some of the logic behind it. But yeah, The Last of Us multiplayer game, not going to be happening anymore. And if I recall correctly, when they announced the game, we all kind of scratched our heads a little bit at first because we went, well, Naughty Dog's known for like these really engrossing single player story games and things like that. And how is this going to translate? How's their skill set going to translate into an online multiplayer game? And we kind of were unsure, if I recall correctly. I would have to go back and pull the episode. I don't remember which episode title it was.
Apparently the answer is it doesn't.
On that.
Yeah, go ahead.
To add in that, I would say that Naughty Dog isn't exactly hasn't dipped their toes in multiplayer, because you have to remember Uncharted 2 and 3 and 4, along with the first Last of Us, all had a multiplayer component to it. So it's not like they don't know nothing about it. But a whole game of just multiplayer, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that sad that it's not gonna get released. I mean, I would probably played it and probably had fun, but I mean, that's not what I'm looking for from Naughty Dog.
That's fair.
Echo what you said.
That's fair. I was just surprised. And I guess if we want to keep with gaming news, I'll touch on this one really quick. Did you guys see Insomniac got hacked this week?
Ooh,
no.
Hackers made off with a bunch of stuff. We're holding it for ransom. But some of what came out of that is Insomniac also announced that the Spider-Man 2 New Game Plus and any tweaks to that have been pushed until the beginning of 2024 now. So a lot of us, based off of some initial comments they'd made, were expecting a New Game Plus somewhere around now. They have now pushed that off. I think they said until January, late January, something like that. I can go pull the exact quote off of the Twitter machine because I can't remember fully. But yeah, I'm a little bummed on that one. And I get it. They got hacked. So that's going to derail any of their movement. And the people were trying to basically hold them ransom and be like, well, we're going to release a bunch of stuff unless you give us money. And they're like, no, we're not going to do that.
Why are people out there using their hacking skills for good things?
Because they're jerks. Sorry, I'm trying to find the exact quote that they put out there. There it is. I will screen share it, and then I will happily stand by off of my news because I don't have anything else. But this, I think, is worth discussing a little bit. So we're on the Twitter machine. They put it in other places. But they said, hey, webheads, we have some news about the new game update for Marvel Spider-Man 2. We know players have been eagerly awaiting features such as New Game Plus on audio descriptions, among many more. We've been working vigilantly on these features and require more testing to ensure the quality is up to our standards. We are now targeting early 2024 for the next game update. We'll have a complete feature list close to release. We've heard your feedback and we'll be adding some highly requested features, including the ability to change the time of day, swap tendril colors, and replay missions, just to name a few. We can't wait to share more with you in the future. In the meantime, we appreciate your patience as our team works to finish our next update for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Those are all things I want to see. And I think for having a photo mode in that game, being able to change the time of day and things like that could make for some cool enhancements or getting some really cool photos out of the game. You see,
apparently there was a way to change time, but it was like more of a bug to exploit to get it to do it. I forget. I saw a YouTube video and I was like, I'm never going to do that. That's cool though.
Yeah, there's a few exploits going around. There was also some exploits to get to play as Venom more, where you could kind of break where they lock you into playing Venom in Times Square, and you could get out and go around the city and stuff like that. So I think they've patched most of them.
So you remember the riding the bicycle when you go out with Harry?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that bicycle can apparently still be ridden. I don't know if they patched this out, but people also got out, exploited as Venom and got out and went to that same bicycle and then riding around on a bicycle as fucking Venom.
That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Some people did some stuff like that. It was always fun to see.
Oh, I love that. That's hilarious.
I got to get that game soon. Damn it.
I mean,
what are you doing with your life?
Uncharted 4, motherfucker.
That's fair, and I appreciate it. I mean,
all right,
shut up. 2 and 3?
Yeah. One of these days, he's going to say Mass Effect, and I'm going to.
One of these days, he's going to say these waters are now charted.
I'm about a third of the way through Uncharted, or Uncharted 4.
Nice.
Oh, I thought you meant you finished the first 3 games. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, no, I'm about a third of the way through Uncharted 4.
You finished the first 3. That's 3 out of 4.
I finished the first 3.
3/4.
No, I'm 3/4 done with the games. I'm 1/3 done with the last game. And yes, Mass Effect is next. That's next on the list.
Fair enough. Willie, I'm going to toss things to you. What you got for us for your news story?
So, shoot, what did I have? Oh, yeah. Brain.
It's right here what you have.
So the Tekken 8 demo came out. That's how it's pronounced. So I'll just go with it. Not Tekken. But yeah, Tekken 8 demo came out and I tried it. And it's doing a thing that Street Fighter also did, where they call it modern controls. Are any of you have tried these or heard of these new modern controls for the fighting games?
I don't do fighting games, so it's all Greek to me.
I don't do it a lot, but I play Tekken every now and then because it's a little bit of fun. I bought a 7 not too long ago, the whole thing. I was like, let me go back and play that. I also like the story mode to it because the lore of Tekken I watched an hour and 40-minute long video on the lore of Tekken, and that didn't even hit on all the characters. And that was entertaining. But it's also doing the modern controls. And I'm wondering how the modern controls work is it kind of does like it goes into combos a little bit easier instead of like remembering the combo button presses and their timings.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of making it a little bit easier to pull off those moves is what they're doing. If you ever played Dragon Ball Fighters, it was kind of like the whole thing was like a auto combo or in a way, but it also had a little bit more for advancements to do more advanced moves other than just the basic auto comboer. But yeah, Tekken 8 still goes through and has a whole modern control scheme. And my question is, I wonder how many players actually use the modern controls other than the classic controls that we're all used to. Like, Street Fighters, doesn't have a block button. You just pull away from the fighter you're fighting to block. And then you hold down for low attacks and all that. Tekken was one of the ones that had a block button, I believe, right? No, is it King of Fighters?
Don't know.
Mortal Kombat, I do know, always had a block button.
Yeah, no.
It always gets a little confusing with them. Which one does what? How do they control?
Yeah. No, Mortal Kombat has a block and Street Fighter doesn't. I don't know. I've always loved the characters they get for the IP for all the Mortal Kombat games. Like, I want to play Mortal Kombat 1 because you can play as fucking Omni-Man in that game.
That's pretty sweet.
I've always hated the Mortal Kombat like button combos and the way they do moves. I'm awful at that game. I was always good at Street Fighter. I don't know why. I love Street Fighter. I love the way it plays. I hate the way Mortal Kombat plays, but I love the characters they get. And hell, they had Freddy, Jason, Leatherface, Alien, and I think Predator in some of their games, where you could play as Jason Voorhees and do fatalities, which is awesome. But I suck at the game.
I mean, Jean-Claude Van Damme's in it now, in Mortal Kombat 1. He is a skin for Johnny Cage.
Which makes sense.
And is also the voice for the reskin. You get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're also, do these modern controls that make it a little bit easier for newcomers, does that make you want to get into it a little bit more? Mortal Kombat, I don't believe, did that with the modern controls, but I do know Street Fighter 6 and now Tekken's doing it.
I wouldn't mind giving Street Fighter 6 a shot at some point. But yeah, I won't pay $80 on a brand new fighting game when they come out anymore. I'm not 20. I can't learn that shit and make it worthwhile anymore.
That's fair.
The main character of Street Fighter, at least like the one that you talk to the most, I forget, there's one of the new characters, I forget his name, but his forearms would make Popeye blush.
Whoa.
Impressive.
That's a lot of
Not so much circular, just the muscle mass in proportion is just like whoop, blown out. And it all creeps me out. I'm not going to lie. It really creeps me out.
Didn't they put Homelander in the new Mortal Kombat also?
He's coming.
Okay. Yeah, he isn't there yet. He's the next.
But not voiced by Anthony Starr.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Huh.
I can't remember. I know Omni-Man is voiced by J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, it is J.K. Simmons.
Is John Cena going to voice Peacemaker, I believe?
I don't know.
I mean, it's John Cena. He probably would want to, so.
I mean, we can't see him, though.
Well, and it's weird that you get Homelander and it's not Anthony Starr's voice.
Well, I saw something to the effect of people were asking about it online. He's like, nobody asked me to.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
NetherRealm Studios.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Because it was something to the effect of like, let me see if I can find the context. He was interested in it, but nobody talked to him about it.
That might be a failure on his manager's level, too.
Yeah, that's so weird when shit like that happens. When you expect an actor to be in something and then they're not. And
what's the reason? No one asked.
I mean, I guess that's better than the studio screwing you over, telling you have the job, and then you don't get it, like Kane Hodder in Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah. I mean, at one point, someone had asked him on Instagram, are you voicing him? And he just said, nope. I'm trying to find the other context
I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, that's kind of sad. Yeah, because Anthony Starr's a hell of an actor. And the nuance that he brings to Homelander is impressive. Because like that guy's working his ass off in that role as like the world's most sadistic psychopath superhero.
He has
for sure.
Best face for I am so done with these little peons.
I just want to murder all you peasants.
Why doesn't he? I don't ever understand that.
That's the amount of self-control Homelander has.
Where is that self-control? He latched onto a breastfeeding woman.
John Cena is doing the voice of Peacemaker, by the way, in the game. Confirmed.
You can hear him. I ain't finishing that sentence.
Okay, so I misspoke directly what his quote was. He said in Instagram, but he made it clear he was willing to appear. One of his quotes in an Instagram comment says, "I was open to it." We don't know whether it was a money thing, they didn't reach out, or what, but yeah, they couldn't. I can't imagine that if they could afford to pay for John Cena and J.K. Simmons, that Anthony Starr would be more expensive than either of them.
Or maybe after they paid for J.K. Simmons and John Cena, they were out of fucking money.
I don't know.
I love the fact that you all are forgetting who else is also in Mortal Kombat 1 in the main game.
Yeah,
it's an actress.
I don't play the game.
Doing the voice of a character, and it is not good. I was like, oh my god! It seemed like no one edited their voice or anything to fit into the area where no one did any editing. Ooh. Yeah, it was bad. It was Megan Fox. Megan Fox is in it.
Oh.
And to me personally, what I heard was terrible. Like it was just like she was just very cardboardy.
That's disappointing.
But she's also not a voice actress. But also, why get Megan Fox? Like, what happened there?
Beats me.
Well, yeah, and it's weird because all the news I've heard about that game, and I've never heard her name mentioned with it. So it's weird that they spent money on that.
Demon-looking thing with like a demon wings that looks like a demon vampire thing. I don't know what exactly is. I don't remember the name. The character was from one of the 3D Mortal Kombat, so not in the original.
Demon-looking Natara.
I think that's it. Megan Fox voices that character, and it's just. It sounds just. Cardboardy. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna say any other words. Get out of here at the source.
And the character's cool looking, but yeah, weird.
It was like, they put like effects in the background, like when someone else is talking, like if they're in a cave, a little bit of echo, but it seems like they just said, no, it's Megan Fox's voice. We touch nothing. It seems like that.
I mean, all these voice actors, I would assume they touch it and do cleanup and post and things like that. I mean, I would assume.
That was just my take of it for what little bit I did see of like the cinematics. I would say watch it yourself and get your own judgment on it, but that's just what I saw. And that was also from when it released. So that was from that long ago from when I saw that. So take it with a grain of salt. Be your own judge.
No one's buying that game for Megan Fox, but they'll buy it for Omni-Man.
Them cheeks, though. I'm talking Omni-Man. Think, Mark, think!
Oh, I want to get that hoodie. They have it on Amazon. Now has their own Invincible web store where it's just books and mugs and everything Invincible in one spot. And yeah, they have the black hoodie with just the big Think Mark Think on it.
I also saw that Pandora Jewelry is also doing a crossover, a collaboration, that's the right word, with Marvel. So you get some Spider-Man bracelet for $140.
Oh,
jeez.
Oh, they were
not.
I mean, that is cheap for jewelry. I would give it that.
Yeah, I guess.
But I don't do jewelry. I don't wear rings. I don't wear necklaces. I don't wear nothing, man. These earrings, they stay in. I don't like wearing jewelry, man. That's me. I don't wear watches, nothing.
I got 2 rings.
I don't like it. I don't like the feel of this stuff on my skin.
I wear a wedding ring occasionally, and this one's a silicone one because if I catch it on anything, it doesn't matter.
When I was married, I lost my wedding ring by accident, and I wasn't really upset by it because I didn't like wearing a ring. I don't like wearing jewelry. It's not because it's a wedding ring, just because it's a ring. I don't like wearing rings. I don't wear anything.
giant Mandalorian ring. My wedding ring feels like it weighs about 2 pounds.
This is the way.
This is the way. And
so
then,
you can lift all the groceries carrying in, right?
What was my engagement ring is the silicone Mandalorian ring, which is now in my other hand. I rock 2 rings.
I often rock none.
Also don't like wearing cologne, man. I guess
Willie just likes his natural musk. That's all.
I knew someone was going to say that word.
I like to have no scent.
That's fair.
Just a nothing. Was Willie here? Can't smell him.
Did you say a good thing? You want to be leaving smells behind.
I try not to smell Willie. It's just not my place to be sniffing you.
Oh,
Willie.
you blew yourself too.
Oh boy. Oh boy. You
bringing it back, baby.
Do you see any blue paint on me?
Well, there's no blue Willie. Paint. You just might be.
Oh dear Lord. All right, we're gonna move to our final news story. Bachman, what you got for us?
James Gunn is over there having fun on Threads now. Looks like a lot of people he's focusing his social media presence there. From a Hollywood Reporter article, James Gunn shares update on Superman Legacy storyboard, superhero costume, and score. Director and DC Studios co-head continues to tease fans of the film that see David Cornsweet in the title role as the legendary superhero. This is from a Carly Thomas article put out on December 16th. James Gunn is clearly excited about the highly anticipated Superman Legacy and has decided to share some additional insight into the movie. Quote unquote spoiler, well, probably not, he wrote in the caption. I'm constantly drawing Superman Legacy shots and storyboards all over everything. Here's one I just sent to my department heads to understand how tight a shot was going to be we were discussing. For those that don't know, he's doing this on Threads now. It's something that James Gunn did on the Guardians movies. And basically anytime he's in pre-production on a film, he will share stuff that it's technically a spoiler if you know like what character he's referencing and what the shot is, but it's not a spoiler if you are outside of that circle of the people on the film. And so it's literally just kind of a weird scribble drawing. And so it's kind of a fun thing that James Gunn does because he just likes sharing when he's working on a movie and he's excited about it. And so, yeah, it's just the image that he put up is just basically what looks like a Lego face in a frame, arrows going out, arrows going in. There you go. And he's just talking about how tight of a shot they want on a certain character in a certain and how to frame it in the shot. So the big arrows show you camera movement. I think he said the small arrows show you which way the character's moving. So as the camera's pulling back, the character's going to be coming forward a little bit. But yeah, so it's technically a spoiler of a scene of a movie that there's, that they haven't filmed that sequence yet.
We have no context on it though.
So. Exactly. So in zero context, it doesn't really tell you anything. But it's kind of fun because it's one of those things that James Gunn has done and continues to do where it's like, no, I'm working on this project and here's the thing that we're working on right now. And like he's actually sharing a storyboarded shot from a film where we know like we know who all of our actors are going to be in that film now. We have an idea of what the story is going to be. And then as they're moving forward, he'll keep putting out little bits and pieces like this. Every once in a while, he'll mention a song. And like we've seen how powerful the James Gunn soundtrack can be with the 3 Guardians films and the Suicide Squad. So it's just always fun to watch his social media while he's working on a movie because you get little glimpses, little bits and pieces, and nothing's ever spoilery. Nothing ever ruins a story. He never gives up too much, but it's always just little bits and pieces that, it's fun little bits of trivia kind of to see what he's working on and what they're currently doing. So yeah, I just like seeing that because it's one of the fun things that's happening, in Hollywood right now. It's like, hey, we're getting a new Superman movie. We're getting a James Gunn Superman movie. We're getting a Nicholas Hoult as freaking Lex Luthor movie. And I'm probably not as excited as James Gunn, but it's close. It's close. And I can't wait to have a James Gunn soundtrack on a Superman movie. Like
that's what I'm really curious about is what
that's going to be
there.
impressive.
Will, you're muted.
Thank you for letting me know that. You know what would be better than Nicholas Hoult Lex Luthor?
What would be better?
Gene Hackman.
I was going to go Michael Rosenbaum is where he's going to go.
I was gonna say a Willie Nelson Lex Luthor.
Well, I mean, Rosenbaum and James Gunn are friends, so there was potential there. But I think that Michael Rosenbaum is also enjoying the fact that he's making bank podcasting and doing the convention circuit talking about Smallville, and it's probably a lot less stress than making movies, is what I would have to think.
Well, and it does make me wonder because, like James Gunn and him have frequently joked about him being the second best Lex Luthor ever. Because they all bow down to Gene Hackman as the best. And like James Gunn and Rosenbaum gone back and forth with. It would be funny to see him show up in some weird menial role. Like, wouldn't it be hilarious if like Rosenbaum was Lex's like third assistant?
Or he's just a janitor in the background.
Well, like you go into LexCorp and he's got like 3 assistants in front and one of them's Rosenbaum. That would be hilarious. Like just a tiny bit role. Because I mean, James Gunn put him in the last 2 Guardians movies. They are actual friends in real life. The odds are he's got a shot at being in the movie, just being that close of a friend with James Gunn. And yeah, it would be or a flashback sequence. And like, he's playing like Lionel Luthor, like the dad in a flashback sequence or something. Like,
all right, I got
there's potential there. It could be funny.
You put a whole scene in my head. Now set it down here. Now, Nicholas Holtz walking into LexCorp. I need those stats now. I need the data. And he's walking by and he looks at the janitor who is Rosenbaum.
Michael Rosenbaum.
And he's like, You missed the spot. And they get in the elevator. And he's like, yes, boss. Piece of shit. Like, that'd be hilarious. Just that you piece of shit
That's
underneath
possible.
his breath.
Like, it might be one of those funny little, little Easter eggs, having Rosenbaum in there.
Yeah, but I love and hate those scenes all at the same fucking time when they do them in movies like that. Like, it's just a big ol' you get it? Like, subtlety. We
and then there was also one mention in there that was kind of important. It says the costume is mostly done, but we're still going back and forth on some elements, which, as we all know, like getting the costume right and making it work on film is always a huge problem when you're doing a Superman movie. Since, from Superman Returns to Man of Steel, sometimes, you got 2-3 years of a makeup or a wardrobe department doing production, trying to figure out the exact material, the exact colors. Like they got to get the suit right. It ain't Superman if the suit ain't right. He said, so it's almost done, going back for some elements. And it said a lot of the score, maybe even most of the major themes, have already been written. So the score is done. But yeah, we don't know how many James Gunn songs have been picked to be put in there. Because we know that when James Gunn does a movie, a good chunk of that production budget is securing the rights to music. Because damn, that man loves his music.
I wonder if there's going to be an homage anywhere to the John Williams theme.
So what I want to know is...
you kind of hope, right? I mean,
are we going to get any Goldfinger? Is he going to pull some ska back into Superman?
We get as much of a chance at Goldfinger as we do Three Doors Down.
Yeah, I was going to say Three Doors Down, Kryptonite. That's what we're getting.
In a Smallville flashback sequence in the 90s.
A little bit more subtle, though. It's not just calling out. I mean, it is saying Superman, but I mean, or hell, let's get the fucking Scrubs theme or whatever that song is called on there. I'm no Superman.
Anything's possible. Yeah. Because we know James Gunn, James Gunn's like Edgar Wright. They both go deep on music. Like, they both have like a musical catalog in their head that's possibly even more expansive than what they know about movies, which is, just vast amounts of information. But yeah, so who knows? I'm excited to see, because we know the Superman Legacy soundtrack is gonna kick ass. It's a James Gunn soundtrack. They always do. I own all 3 Guardians on soundtracks on album because they're worth just putting on and listening to. They're fucking fantastic. The man picks great music. I just can't wait to see what he does with Superman. It's gonna be fun. And it's going to be a film filled with hope.
Hey, do you mind if I interrupt right quick?
Well, go ahead, Willie.
I just got a text from a random number saying, "Hi, are you Blake?" How should I respond?
It's pronounced Balake.
Well, I mean, I don't see it. They're not saying, it's not a voice mess. What the fuck?
Blake? What kind of bullshit is that?
But yeah, so I'm kind of...
Respond with, take your ass down to Dr. Oshak Hennessy's office and tell him what you did wrong.
First thing that came in my head was, No, this is Wendy's.
No, sir, this is a Wendy's.
This is a Wendy's. There you go.
Yeah. It's the old fucking stupid joke.
I like that one. Or you could just be like, people have called me that before. They didn't live to see the next day.
I'm just gonna say, nah, it's Willie. Yeah, let's send that. Yeah, let's just do that. No, it's Willie. Let's see where this area code's from. I'm not gonna say it out loud. I mean, it doesn't really help anyway, but yeah, where is this area?
You could probably say the area code and we'd be perfectly
It's
fine.
in the state of Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so it's closer to you, Chris.
And maybe you got one of my fans. Yeah, I don't have fans. Never mind.
But if you're a listener and you just asked if someone's Blake, nah, I'm Willie, man. I know it says some dude down there, but I mean, I really right above it says Willie.
That would be weird as hell. Somehow somebody got your phone number and texted you live on the show. That would be freaking weird.
There you go. I'll fix it for you, Willie.
Not Blake.
I fixed your lower third for you.
Bachman. It's
not Balake.
Balake, you piece of...
Take your ass down to Dr. Oshak Hennessy's office and tell him what you did.
Yeah, now the problem with that part of the joke is, I've never heard the name O'Shaughnessy. Like, never heard of it. So I was like, I didn't understand it. O'Shaughnessy. Like, where's the joke in that? I didn't get it because I never heard the name O'Shaughnessy.
Yeah, I've heard it. It's a popular name, but like I've heard it before. Yeah, O'Shaughnessy. Take your ass back to Dr. Oshak Hennessy's office.
You know what? I should send a second text right after saying, hey, since you know my name, what's your name?
D Nice.
Just as long as it doesn't get creepy.
Listen. I may be a pervert, but I'm not creepy.
I think we have that same audio bit from somewhere else before.
I mean, it's true, though.
I don't dispute that.
Like it's that old meme of like the like from The Office of like the young Michael Scott shaking his boss's hand. It was like, then the handshake is like, free the nip, and the boss side is, feminism, yay, and the other side's pervert. Like, yeah, why am I here? Like, what? like, yeah, I'm on both sides. Yeah, fucking feminism. Yeah, fuck, everyone should be equal. I don't give a shit about that. I mean, I do give a shit. I'm for equalityness.
Equality.
Yeah. I'm all down for that, but I mean, I'm also a fucking pervert, man. Don't get me wrong. Free the nip.
Please don't free your nip right now.
I told you about the pepperonis, and I don't want Bachman to spew out his coffee all over his computer.
I don't want that either.
I saw his reaction for when I said pepperoni nips.
Quit saying it. Gross.
So gross.
Hey, if someone becomes a new subscriber in the next 5 minutes, I'll lick my nip on air.
Oh, God.
We're going to OnlyFans, baby!
Are we going to start on OnlyFans now, Willie?
We all are. I'm bringing you all with me. What the fuck you think?
Nobody wants to see anything.
You don't have a choice. Consent is not necessary in this transaction.
I'm just good. Okay, here's my wrist. Woo. How scandalous.
I want to see at least an anklet.
No, nobody wants
Chris
to
is
see
over
that.
here doing some
See, the best part about the anklet, he has to lift his leg all the way up to
Willie's
see
just no. This is just a
like
callback
this.
to pre-show where I said I got one bad foot right now. Willie's trying to figure out which foot's the bad one because either I show the good one or the bad one on stream, and then he knows when it comes to our fight when we wrestle.
Yep.
Little backyard wrestling don't hurt no one, right?
That's very much not the case.
Yeah.
No one ever got injured in a backyard wrestling incident, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's not like anyone's gotten injured at a professional wrestling event, right?
Sure. Sure. Hey, side note, as we transition out of this, I doubt he's listening, but if he is, well wishes on a speedy recovery to one Kenny Omega. Evidently, he was trying to wrestle through diverticulitis, and he was diagnosed with it this last week. Same thing that took Brock Lesnar out of the UFC octagon for like 8 months when they had to remove, 8 inches of his bowel.
Yeah, is that what took Brock Lesnar out, or was it the fact that he can't take a punch?
Once you've had 8 inches of your bowel taken out, it's probably a little sensitive after that when you get punched in the stomach too. That probably doesn't help.
He less asshole though.
He can't take a punch to the face. That was the problem.
Yeah, that was.
Look, the crazy thing is Kenny Omega.
I'm so sorry. I've realized apparently I play games with Brock Lesnar's second cousin.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought it was a weird little fun
That's
fact.
neat.
I was like, yeah, never met him, but still a second cousin. It's just something, just like Marge Simpson. I think it's just neat.
So you're within 6 degrees of separation of Brock Lesnar, is what you're saying.
Ooh. And I can still do my favorite joke and still laugh at him. High five.
All right.
I think I got 2 inches on him.
There you go. Yeah.
Well,
so well wishes to Kenny Omega. That's got to be hellacious, having wrestled with diverticulitis, not knowing what it was, and then I guess they
no doubt.
kind of diagnosed it. And the way his Twitter post about it made it seem was that he had kind of a significant health setback and had to have pretty urgent care. And then on the Ring of Honor pay-per-view on Friday, I think Ian Riccaboni basically said something to the effect of the doctors saved his life. So my guess is there might have been a bowel issue in regards to the diverticulitis where he may have ruptured or something. I don't know. Regardless, it's going to suck.
So I don't want to think about this too much, but does it feel much different? I mean, you don't really have
we have so much bowel that once they
to feel, but
if they remove it, once it's removed, you're probably fine. So I actually read a little bit about it just because I was curious. And there's people that have had one bout with diverticulitis and they never really have it again, but the potential is still in that area of the bowel. Then there's other people that have had multiple or at least 1 or 2 terrible bouts of it where their bowels have then ruptured as part of it.
Oh,
so in that case, they generally surgically remove the impacted areas, which means you've got to recover in that regard too.
Well, I guess specifically, I mean,
cutting through your
having
abdomen.
a bowel movement, does it feel different after
I
you
imagine
have that operation?
So one of the
That's what
folks
I'm
on
most
Reddit who was saying he'd had the operation said like the first 3 times he pooed after he had the surgery, it was agony.
Yeesh.
Okay, that answers that question.
Yeah.
He said I didn't want to think about it too long.
He said once he recovered from the surgery, he was fine. But he goes, the first few times after the surgery, as everything was healing up, it was terrible. Now, this is a guy on Reddit talking about stuff like that. So again, can't guarantee they're being truthful or anything like that. But
you don't really have feeling there. So what is in pain? What is like
everything? Probably the abdomen.
I mean,
You're
right.
And, in some cases with diverticulitis, if the bowel perforates, then you're leaking waste into your abdomen and you've got a crazy infection going on potentially.
Yeah.
So how does this shit take transition?
I don't know. There is a way to transition out of it. But what we will say is
you're welcome.
Best wishes again on a speedy recovery, one Kenny Omega. A bummer for him and a bummer for us because storyline wise, he and Chris Jericho were the number 1 contenders to the AEW tag team titles. So who knows what's going to happen there?
Yeah. So no more Golden Jets.
The Golden Jets.
They just keep coming up with random fucking names for these teams. I don't know where that one came from.
Winnipeg Jets. Well, they're both from Winnipeg, and Kenny Omega was part of the Golden Lovers for many years as a tag team. Him and Coda.
Okay.
So the Golden Jets. It's Chris Jericho. He's going to trademark anything that he can in that because the dude
the
dude protects any opportunity for something that could impact his brand. This was not me taking a shot at Chris Jericho. Please, no one construe it that way. It's more of Chris Jericho saw an opportunity for a name and trademarked it so that nobody else could take it out from under him.
The man knows how to make money.
Yeah,
and he knows how to brand.
Chris Jericho, the new Gene Simmons.
You know?
Look, am I wrong?
Here's the best way to put it. Pro wrestling's a carny business, and carnies are going to carny.
Where's that Y2K coffin at? I know. Is it coming? Well, Y2J coffin. There it is.
He hates the Y2J stuff now. He made a point.
I was just doing it. Come off of it.
But honestly, the way it's going, Jericho might outlast anything that Gene Simmons ever did with Kiss. Like he may be in the long run, he may end up being a better carny than Gene Simmons. And Gene Simmons slapped that trademark on everything.
You saw what Kiss did in their final concert, right? They basically replaced themselves with AI avatars and whatnot that they had done all the motion capture on, so Kiss can continue to tour forever, just using all of the videos and stuff they did mocap on and recorded. So they're using like avatars of Kiss that could now travel.
Also, the gorillas.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past Chris Jericho having a robot take his place at some point. He may wrestle forever.
I think it's just a matter of when he stops having fun.
Yeah.
He seems like he's having fun out there, and he's making decent coin too, I'm sure, too, because he's Chris Jericho.
Oh, he's got the Jericho Cruise. He's got his book. He's got his podcast. So yeah, he's doing well.
Yeah. The Jericho Cruise sounds like it'd be fascinating, but it's way too many people, and I don't want to put myself in.
It would be fun to watch a wrestling match on the middle of a ship out in the ocean. Like that would just be interesting to me.
The first year of AEW, they did shows on the Jericho Cruise and then had to rush the tape back to land so they could then broadcast them. Like Adam Page and Kenny Omega won the tag team titles on the Jericho Cruise in a wrestling ring on the deck of the cruise ship with a crowd around the wrestling ring watching.
You tell me there's no way to bring like a satellite connection thing on the cruise ship and just to send it out? Like,
it was easier for them to send the tape back by having it sent back to land and then broadcast that way.
Fair enough, I guess.
Yeah. But part
Probably
of the reason
better fidelity too.
I think Jericho had said part of the reason they didn't do it again is because it was such a pain in the ass to pull off. They're still going to do the wrestling matches and stuff like that and film them, but they didn't want to try and have those be part of an ongoing live show or something like that because it would have just been a nightmare for them to get folded into place.
Nice.
I don't know. What do I know? I ain't no expert, but what I am an expert into is transitioning on this show. So here's your expert level transition. We're going to start talking about what we've been into. It's our chance to share with you fine folks watching live or listening later just what kind of geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into. Because, hey, we talk about the stuff we've been doing. You may get interested in checking it out yourself. And we might have some shared common interests. It's a very exciting time. Very exciting time. I will start first. I kind of teased this one when I was saying that I had been playing the Last of Us remastered game and had to take a break. There's a game my dad really wanted to play. He loves Ubisoft games. He loves the Assassin's Creed games. He'll unlock everything in an Assassin's Creed game. Literally, any unlockable, he'll do it because my dad will just play. And like Valhalla, he has like 180 hours into. He's basically God in that game. He's so powerful. He'll do like all the daily challenges and stuff like that. Those are the kind of games that really do it for him. He also enjoyed the Assassin's Creed. What was the one where you were on the pirate ship? Was that
Black Flag?
Black Flag. He really liked that one. So he's been really curious about another Ubisoft game coming out that is Skull and Bones. And you guys may have heard of this one because I think it's been delayed like 8 years at this point in time as they've been doing development on it. And I think almost every studio within Ubisoft has touched it at this point because the intro cinematic listed like, this is probably an over-exaggeration, 6 or 7 different Ubisoft studios were in the opening credits. So it seems like everyone has touched this game. They've been doing closed betas off and on for the past few months. And this weekend, I guess they were doing a closed beta purposely to check out crossplay between Xbox, PC, PlayStation, and the like. Now, my dad has a killer gaming rig that he basically bought that he runs. I run Xbox. Well, with crossplay enabled, my dad and I were able to play Skull and Bones with me on my Xbox and him on his PC and do cooperative things in there, sail together, go and sink pirate ships together and plunder loot, complete shared objectives. It was pretty fun in that regard. The only thing that didn't really work for us is you could party up in game, but party chat never worked. I don't know if it's a limitation between crossplay, like we had the microphones enabled and stuff like that. So we were using Discord basically to communicate since we couldn't get party chat in Skull and Bones to work. But it's a very strange beta to me. And this isn't the first time they've done this. Like it's open all weekend, but you're capped at 6 hours. So you can only play 6 hours worth of game. Once you hit 6 hours, which we haven't yet, we've got an hour and a half of time left, I think, or a little over an hour. It pretty much locks you out and says, hey, thanks for participating in the beta. I thought that was really strange. I haven't played a lot of games that I've been on the beta for where they've been like outside of this weekend it's open, you can only play X amount of hours. That seems strange.
Yeah, I mean, I've done 30, 40 betas, and I don't think I can ever remember one that had a time limit other than this is when the beta starts, this is when the beta ends. And usually it's get as many hours in as you can during that because they want the data of what happens while people are playing. I've never heard of one with an individual time limit. That is weird.
I feel like part of it is to kind of prevent people from realizing how thin some of the gameplay is in here. Like it's fun, but I can already see what the pattern is and what it's going to turn into. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. My dad's like, I'm going to pick it up when it's on sale. And I said, okay, when it's on sale, maybe I'll pick it up so that we can play together. And it's pretty much just naval combat. You get a boat and then you have to go and do resource gathering by either sinking other boats, blowing them up, boarding them, or hugging the shoreline and collecting resources like iron and different woods and things like that, refining your irons and woods so you can build yourself new boats and you can get faster, more powerful boats and things like that. So I can already see what the gameplay element here is, which is do a bunch of attacks and stuff until you're at a point where your current boat can't keep up with the other stuff there. So then you go through your resources, refine things into the materials you need, build yourself another boat, buy more weapons. The pattern is already there for how it's going to go.
Rinse, repeat.
Rinse, repeat.
And just for clarification, you were on separate boats, right?
Correct. We both have our own boats. We're not. It's not like Sea of Thieves where you're on a shared boat.
Technically, it's pretty much your character is the boat, right? I mean, you are yourself on land, but you're only in land on those hub.
But the stuff on land just feels like it's tacked on there. To me, it feels like they originally had some plans of stuff they wanted to do on land, and then kind of backtrack to just sticking to the naval combat aspect of it. Because, like, when you dock at the main dock, Santa Ana or Santa Maria, I can't remember what it is. Like, you get off the boat and pretty much all you do is walk to different people to talk to them and walk to the different shops to buy things. There's literally no reason I need to be in that world to do it when it could have just been served by, when you dock, here's your menu. Do you want the shipmaster? Do you want the blacksmith? Do you want to go to the bar and do things there? It feels like there were bigger plans for what you could do as a person. If you can do combat as a person, I have not happened upon it yet. I've only, in my experience with the beta, been able to do ship-based combat.
And it looks like it's kind of built up to be like an MMO almost, because there's tank builds, DPS builds, and support. Yep. I don't know how other ships heal other ships, but hey, here we are.
So you get repair packs as you are sailing, or you can craft your repair packs that allow you to basically repair your boat while at sea, and you get other things that reduce status ailments. Because say, for instance, you're in combat, some ships are designed to be ramming ships. You can reinforce the keel of the hull and reinforce the front of it so you can ram people. Like, if you get hit by one of those, you'll get a status impact that is your hull is leaking. So it's like gradual damage and it slows you down. And there's repair packs to heal the damage. And then I can't remember what the other thing is that heals the status ailment.
Damn, I was hoping you were going to say with status ailments is your crew gets scurvy.
Well, I mean, I have not happened upon it yet. I have a pet on deck now, which is kind of fun.
Oh yeah, you got that little guy. I got
that little guy.
Decoration.
Yeah, it was
you can't even see him.
You can see him when you board the ship, and you can see him when you do the almost first-person view of the naval battles and naval navigating and things like that.
So I did see the dumbest thing ever with that, and it's one of the cosmetics for the ship, one of the early on ones, the spikes. You can spike out your crow's nest.
Why? I mean, I guess it looks cool.
Does it?
To someone.
Who's going to be like, oh, there's spikes up there?
I don't think it
all it's going to do is kill the guy up there when you just take a wild wave.
So here's the thing I've noticed in this beta right now is people aren't spending a lot of their silver they capture to get cosmetics because they'd rather try and unlock things as fast as they can. There's a lot of boats that look the same because we all got the same free cosmetics or that are part of the quest progression. So I kind of like the fact that, okay, this crow's nest with spikes on it may make no point for any purpose in making the ship better, but it makes it easier so that when I'm in combat, I can be like, oh, that's my buddy there because he's got the spikes on the crow's nest or something like that.
Just because you can make
you can make your sails different colors. You can put different patterns on your sails and stuff like that. You can.
We can also put spikes on the side of your ship, and that makes sense. But it's the crow's nest one in particular.
Well, I think the crow's nest has separate. What's the term I'm looking for here? Separate modification. Wow, separate vanity. No, vanity is not the right word.
Defense?
Cosmetics. Than the rest of the boat. That's what.
But why spikes? Just put something else up there, man. Just anything. Just spikes make no fucking sense. And yes, I'm getting stuck on a semantic here, but I don't care. I'm dying on this hill. I don't care.
It's simply because it looks cool to someone.
This game was delayed for how long, and that's what they came up with?
Like 8 to 10 years.
It's longer in development than Duke Nukem Forever, right?
Yeah. According to the Google machine, upcoming action adventure video game developed by Ubisoft Singapore, published by Ubisoft, set to be released February 2024 for Amazon, Luna, Microsoft Windows, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. There was a Google Stadia version planned prior to the shutdown of that service.
Well, we know how that ended.
Yeah. But it's pretty much just naval combat. And where I'm at in the beta, it's not anything more than just simple come up alongside and shoot and try and board. I haven't gotten any cool stuff like rockets or stuff like that yet. There's some people in this game, I don't know how they did it in 6 hours, that have got like level 10 boats that have like flaming rocket launchers and shit like that. And when you're in the non-safe harbors, like those guys will just catch you and just one shot you and you're like, what the shit? I'm level 2 and you're level 9 or 10. How the hell? Like I had to run from a guy. The only advantage I had is my boat was lighter and I had the wind behind me and I was running from him as he was just shooting the shit out of me. I was like, I've got good cargo. No. He's bad.
Because fuck you, that's why.
I mean, effective.
I don't even want the shit you got. Just fuck you.
I don't think it's a bad game. I just don't think it's a very deep game. And granted, this is impressions from playing a beta and impressions from reading stuff there. Like this is one of those games that if I paid $70 at launch, I'd probably be pretty pissed about. But if I waited 6 to 9 months and I picked it up for like $20 to $30, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I got my $20 or $30 worth of fun out of this. I like the concept of being able to group play across multiple platforms. When I signed up for the beta, I could choose whether I wanted to play on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox. I purposely picked my Xbox in this one because I know how to work the baked-in Discord connectivity far easier on that than I did on my PlayStation. And in fact, they found some interesting bugs on the PlayStation one. They had to put it on the splash screen as a workaround. Is the tutorial level, which doesn't really hold your hand very well, which is a separate issue. If you were playing on PlayStation, you were using non-English language packs, you couldn't escape the tutorial level. So the workaround while they fix it for the final release is download the English language pack, and then you'll be able to get out of the atolls and you'll be able to progress in the game. It was only on PlayStation, evidently. So it was a weird little glitch. I also ran into another glitch, and this one's actually a problem.
10 years in development.
About that. This other glitch is actually really problematic, and it really soured me on the game for the first hour we were playing. Basically is like my dad was the party leader and he had gotten a little more gameplay in ahead of me when we started. He'd gotten like 10-15 minutes ahead of me and completed some missions. So then I joined his party and I had an objective that he had already cleared that I was trying to do, and it wouldn't let me pass the objective. Like I collected all the stuff I needed to return back in, and every time I would try and return it, there was no option to complete this objective where I was supposed to return 6 crates of rum and like 6 crates of tobacco, I think it was, which my dad had completed ahead of me. The only way I was able to progress the game was to leave the party, and then I was able to go back and talk to that merchant, and it let me progress in the story. So it seems, at least in this beta state, that if you aren't at the exact same level or at the exact same story points, there was some weird glitches in that intro level, at least, where it wouldn't let you progress. When we got to the main story mission levels that were outside the tutorial, we were able to party up and do our own separate missions, and both of us were getting credit for it and stuff like that, like you're supposed to do in a game like this. But in the tutorial level, I guess they don't want you partying up because there's some weird glitch there that was not letting me progress. And I shit you not, it got to a point where he couldn't progress either because he'd gotten all like the compass and the periscope you're supposed to collect and was trying to sail off. And it's like, oh, not everyone in your party has these items. Well, I couldn't progress past the first gateway to be able to get my crowbar I needed to break into where these items were stored until I unpartied. So that was a weird glitch.
It's probably just they designed the tutorial to be one player.
That's my guess. But if they did that, why did they let us party up in the tutorial?
Yeah, that's kind of that. Yeah, I mean, with this many years of development, I mean, it just makes you think. 18 months before Anthem hit shelves, they took flying out of that game and then put it back in. So, I mean, didn't you say this is supposed to be an Assassin's Creed game?
Well, no. It's by the same studio that did Assassin's Creed. It's like they took the sailing aspect from Black Flag that everyone liked and tried to make a game that was just sailing.
That's just the sailing. Okay. I was like, at which point are you killing people? Because all I'm hearing now is boat combat.
Well, you blow up a lot of ships from what I've seen.
Yeah, you blow up a lot of ships, and then much like other
floating out. Why not?
Much like other games like this, you can also just run into the assholes that spec up real high and then just try and nuke you as soon as you get out of safe harbor.
Now, Chris might not say this, but I'll say it because I can't play it anyway.
Go for
it. Don't play this game, play Sea of Thieves. It looks a lot more fun.
I like so Sea of Thieves is a bit different in what it is. But yeah, better. Sea of Thieves is fun, and Sea of Thieves has gotten much better through the years as they've added more and more to it.
It just looks like a more refined, better version of whatever this game is trying to be.
And to be fair, about the same time Sea of Thieves came out was about, I think, one of the original release dates for this game.
Like, this seems like released No Man's Sky. Sea of Thieves is year 7 that we're in, I think, right now.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the difference.
They've done all sorts of
an old game. It's an older fucking game. What are you doing? If you can't make something better, don't do it.
I mean, here's the thing. Sea of Thieves is a far more affordable game because it's gone on sale, but it's also in Game Pass for PC and Xbox, and it has PC and Xbox crossplay enabled. So you can play however you want.
I can't even play. It's not on PlayStation. Don't look at me, but I mean, it just looks like the more fun game.
It is an Xbox exclusive.
You're stuck to your ship. You are the ship in every aspect, and it looks like you just go around port shooting ships.
Yeah. So the thing I learned with Skull and Bones, though, you can play that game by yourself and be fine. If you try and play Sea of Thieves by yourself, it's pretty damn hard. You need a good group of people to play with. Whereas Skull and Bones, if you play with people, it gives you more rewards and you can have more fun that way. But you can play Skull and Bones by yourself.
Just wait for the raids to come in, and that's going to be a whole thing because it's going to be an MMO.
Yeah, that's what it's going to turn into.
Where you're a ship instead of a person running around.
You're a captain that controls the ship, and you can step off the ship in some harbors. Not all harbors do you get off the ship, because there's some harbors you find there where it's just like push B to interact, and all it brings up is a screen. Crap, sorry, hit my mic. Brings up a screen of all of the stuff that you can purchase there, be it cannonballs or silver ingots or things like that.
I mean, does that sound fun to you?
I say it sounds like at some point that might be all the interaction is that's not on the ship is just bringing up a menu.
I know you can't even just bring up a menu. You have to load into town.
For some towns,
cutscene every time.
Luckily, it loads quick. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's more of because they waited so long in their development that they're on consoles using super fast solid state hard drives at this point in time. Like, had this game come out on, say, Xbox One and PS4, those load times for going into town probably would have sucked. Because remember, this game was supposed to come out originally like 4 or 5 years ago, which would have put it solidly in PS4, Xbox One territory. And now it is only on the Series and PS5 consoles. So they abandoned the last generation that they're originally targeting. So that might also tell you some of the issues they're having. It's not bad. It's just not great either. And it's something I think that with time, once it is out and they see how people are playing the game, they could adapt it into something else. But like I said, I wouldn't pay $70 or $80 for it. It's one of those when it gets down to 20 or 30, I'd pick it up and I think I'd have 20 or $30 worth of fun out of it, especially if I was playing with a group of my friends.
All right.
If I played any games, I'd look like I had more fun than I would have with that.
That's fair. And it's certainly not for everyone. And I will honestly admit, probably a lot of the enjoyment I'm deriving from this is it's a game I'm playing with my dad. That's fun.
More than
yeah. Although trying to explain and get him set up on Discord so that we could chat was an adventure. So the first time we played, we were just like, yeah, let me put my headphones on. We'll just talk on the phone while we play.
It's because you had to teach him how to use Discord?
Yeah, he has never really used Discord before. He picked up Discord just for the beta so that he could join their beta channel for it. And he's like, I've only used it for like 5 minutes. So I built my own Discord server real quick that was literally just a voice chat channel and a talk channel. And I was like, okay, go here. And I kind of sort of navigate them there. And on the Xbox, it's real easy. To join a voice channel on one of your servers, it's easy. I haven't quite figured out how to institute like a private call with another Discord server on the Xbox. There's probably a way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like Xbox is a little bit better UI for Discord.
Well, they also set it up so that on the Discord app on your phone, when you start a voice chat in one of those channels, you can hit transfer to Xbox once you've linked your Xbox account and your PlayStation, and then it just tosses it over to your Xbox. And
that's all you have on PlayStation.
Oh, is that all you have?
Okay. Yeah, I can't join Discord from the PlayStation. No, you have to go Discord on your phone, which is connected to your system,
right?
Or not to your system, to your account, and they just talk. Oh, we're going to put you in a party chat, and that's it.
So that was the original way it was on the Xbox, and now they've built it up so that literally when I go to the chat panel, there's a Discord thing there, and I click that, and it brings up all the Discord servers I'm in. I then go and pick the server I'm looking for. So say I wanted to go to the Gonna Geek server because we're going to play Among Us or something like that. I'd click on the Gonna Geek server, and then it would show me all the voice channels that are in that server, and I would click on one of those, and it would throw me into that voice channel on my Xbox. I have not, like I said, I haven't found a way for it to be like, I just want to call Willie or party up with just Willie. I haven't figured out the way on the Xbox to be able to do that. I think if I instituted a call with you on the app and then threw it to my Xbox, it would work that way. But the Xbox won't allow me to natively call Willie on Discord.
I just do a single closed party chat with just two people.
At least without using the Discord app as a go-between to connect it. I think that is how it works. I haven't tried it yet. This is just an observation. But I like the fact that Discord's available in there. It makes life a lot easier. But, you know, it'd be a lot easier if the cross-party chat just fucking worked.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there's something to be said for that. Like, everything's configured for it, and I could type on the little keyboard there, but I'm playing on an Xbox, and I don't have the little thumbpad keyboard that clips into my controller. So typing out things in world chat is not going to happen for me in a game like this. Oh, we just lost our connection to Twitter. We're no longer streaming there.
Uh-oh. We lost Shitter?
Elon's mad. We didn't even talk any shit about. We didn't even talk any shit about him this time.
Shut up, Shitter. You and your funny looking face, Elon.
Real quick, other stuff I've been getting caught up on AEW Collision and Rampage because I was out of the house last night and Friday night, so I haven't had a chance to finish either yet, but been enjoying those. I'm on vacation until like January 3rd now, so I'll probably be playing a bunch of video games to catch up on, and I might be doing some online education stuff too. I'm about to pull the trigger on potentially going back and getting some certificates for stuff. We'll see for professional development. This seems like a good time. Yeah, it seems like a good time to do some learning right about now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on vacation.
Yeah, and my dad just texted me about when we're going to play games next, so I got to text him back and be like, "Yeah, 2:00's fine."
Wait, like, hey, are you sure he didn't text you? Are you Blake?
No. Did you ever hear back from the person asking if you were Blake?
Nah, I don't think they like talking to Willie. They just wanted Blake.
His dad texted, "We got an hour left to go get some booty. Let's go."
Yeah, right. What else have I been getting into? I don't know. I'm sure there's other stuff I've been getting into. I probably should have just done the my impressions of this game as my news story because I just realized I took like 20 minutes talking about it. I apologize, guys.
Yeah,
I mean, I joined in on it.
That's fair. That's fair. Willie, why don't you get into what you've been getting into next for us?
Speaking of bugs in games, I ran into one in Fallout 76 that I'm currently trying out. Still having fun. The bug I ran into is for this one mission. Just had to swipe a key card to have access to this building. And apparently it wouldn't let me swipe the card. I keep clicking on it to activate it. It even says the little activate button. Nothing was happening. Had to Google it. Apparently what you do is you go into the menu or your Pip-Boy, you unselect the quest, go back to the main menu, reload back into the game, and then select the quest back again and then go do it. Because I already had the key card, it just says I didn't have it. So, but luckily, thank you, Google, that worked. Thank you so much. Let's see. Other than that, this might be quick, simple, easy.
Willie's making up for the fact that mine was way too long.
No, I didn't really do a lot this weekend. I went to a family thing yesterday. That was about it.
Yeah, I did a family thing yesterday too. We got to play cryptid miniature golf. It was quite fun.
Made some little presents for some friends. That's about it. So next,
how has your carpet making been going? Have you done any new ones lately?
It's been going fun. That thing I don't think I've mentioned on air yet.
You mentioned it briefly on air.
Did I mention it on air?
Yes.
Damn, I can't even keep up with that.
We mentioned it just to the extent if it was a new hobby you had. That's all. I was asking if you've had any fun with your new hobby. That's all.
Well, that's what I've been making for little friends or for some friends. Little presents for friends. Not
Hey, those are great Christmas gifts.
Friends.
That
homemade Christmas gifts and things like that. That's great.
One of them's a disc golf. Or a disc for disc golf, but I mean it's a rug. You can't use.
Willie, I do think you need to make yourself like a little Instagrammer stuff for the cool stuff you make, just to show it off. That'd be neat.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Willie's rugs on Threads.
Yeah, you need to get a Threads account because it's just kind of apropos to have Threads.
I don't know what Threads is.
It's the Instagram version of Shitter.
It's and real quick, I will say this: like, if you like talk about professional wrestling, which I do. Reddit's not Reddit. Well, Twitter is a toxic shithole when it comes to talking about professional wrestling with people because they all go tribalistic and just have to talk down to you because of your opinions. Threads, far more positive. And the community that's building up on Threads, it tends to be, hey, I may not agree with you, but I respect your opinion kind of conversation and things like that. And the toxic people, everyone's like, this is a toxic guy. Everyone block him and it'll call people out. And I've had a lot of fun on Threads talking pro wrestling and a little bit on sports just because even if we don't agree, it doesn't turn into the kind of bullshit you see on Twitter where people are like, yeah, you're just an idiot because you don't understand, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, just because I don't like person X in promotion Y doesn't make me an idiot. Yeah, but Threads
does a little bit.
Maybe. Threads surprisingly positive so far for pro wrestling talk. I have found myself using Twitter only for shameless self-promotion, more or less, at this point in time, and keeping up with Wario 64's deals because he's not as prevalent on Threads. That's about it.
Threads is pretty good for Warhammer for miniature building too.
And Threads just opened up in Europe, so more and more people are getting onto Threads now. So it's worth checking out because it doesn't suck there.
At least not yet.
Yeah, at least not yet. And the people there are often like, we don't want it to suck here. So when you see one of those people that's a disruptive shitbag, block them. And so Threads has a...
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, Threads has a feature too, where if you block someone, it basically says, and we'll block any future accounts that they make too. Because right now, Threads is all linked back to Instagram. So they're able to tie a bunch of these things together. So say I really didn't like something Willie said. And I didn't like how he attacked me. I'd be like, okay, I'm going to block him. And then Willie makes an account 2 days later that they can look at through cookies and whatnot and determine, okay, Willie also owns that one. It's going to auto block it for me because I told him to block his original account because I don't want to see him or something like that.
So, so you could say since they don't suck yet, they haven't blew themselves yet.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Well
done. Well done.
Tipping waitress.
Make sure you go watch Arrested Development, guys. You can learn all about blowing yourself.
No, wait a tick.
Oh, did you hear back?
Yeah. Let me pre-read this before I just start saying it loud.
Oh, okay. No. Somebody put some shit on the teleprompter. Willie's in trouble.
This nameless person is very extremely nice. They say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I seem to have sent the wrong message. I hope I didn't disturb your beautiful day." That's nice.
That's nice of them.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you went with a serious response back instead of, "Sir, this is the Wendy's," then.
It still would have been funny. They'd be like, "Wait,
it would have been
Wendy's."
Yeah. I don't know. We should just be nice, though. I'm tired of people being assholes. Be nice to your fellow person.
Honestly, I'm sending a message back saying it's all good. Hope you find Blake. Let me know if you need a search party.
I think that's going to be this week's episode title. Are you Blake?
Are you Blake? Are you Balake?
I think we're going to go with that.
I'm
glad that we were able to help find Blake.
I can't see the name Aaron now, like at work or anything, without reading it in my head as AA Ron.
AA Ron?
I worked with an AA Ron before.
Yeah,
we always called him, "Hey, AA Ron, what's up?" How can you not?
Yeah, it's just that
It was in the zeitgeist of the workplace.
Changed that name. They changed it permanently.
Yep. All right, let's wrap things up. Bachman, what you been getting into, sir?
Do a little bit of the chilled blight event. I can't remember what the hell it's called, but it's the winter event started for DVD.
Chill bump. I don't know.
Chill bumps.
I don't know.
They put in scarier versions of the snowmen, which are kind of cool. Little snow piles that you can pick up snowballs from and throw snowballs at the killers and other survivors, which is fun. They threw in a couple new cosmetics and some sweaters, which look kind of nice. It's always nice. We're at the end of one, like their version of a battle pass, which is their tome archive. They'll do these events where while you work on the event, you're also getting credit towards the currently happening tome archive. So it's nice that basically during this winter event, a lot of people are going to be able to finish the 70 to 90 levels of the battle pass. So I always enjoy that. I'm looking forward to getting the cool new kind of like badass Santa outfit they got for Jeff. See it playing that.
Hey, is this Jeff?
Is this Jeff?
Is this Jeff?
No,
there's no Jeff.
Wendy's.
This is a Wendy's, sir. But yeah, played that. I had so much fun playing Kill Team last week with my buddy Colin. Was looking at getting it and actually ended up asking the wife for it for my birthday. And she's like, you know what? I kind of have your birthday plan. Why don't you just go ahead and order it your damn self? And so I've ordered the box set of Kill Team. So it is on its way. So I'm now going to get, as if it's not already nice enough that like I have Christmas and then my birthday is like 11 days later. So like my whole holiday season happens within 2 weeks. But now somewhere in the middle of there between the 27th and 29th, my Warhammer Kill Team box that's going to show up. So I'm going to have me, what is it? It comes with the Veteran Guardsman, the Death King of Krieg, and then Orc Commandos. So I'm going to have the full game. I can make the two little sets, and it's like the whole box set of this is only one more figure than my entire combat patrol. So this will be 2 full teams, and then if Colin comes over, we'll always have 2 teams to play. So he wanted to borrow one from his brother-in-law. I'll have the whole game set up here now, and it's so much smaller than like having to build a full Warhammer army, a 500,000 point or 2,000 point army. You play with like 9-10 guys, so it'll be quicker, it'll be easier. It's going to be awesome just to have my own. So I've got that on the way. And then yeah, still working my way through Uncharted. Like I said, I'm about I think about a third of the way through Uncharted 4. So once that's done, I will move on to Mass Effect. They're next on the list. I did pop into Fortnite to check out some of the new stuff. I played that Lego 2K Drive because that was one of the free games on PlayStation. And while I was checking that out, I was like, oh yeah, they added Lego to Fortnite too. Let's go look at that. And it's kind of addictive and fun. You basically create your own island the way you can do like custom islands in Fortnite, except everything is Lego. So they basically took Fortnite and made a Lego version of Minecraft inside of Fortnite. And so if you just want to like go collect items and build stuff and have it be done in a Lego fashion while playing the game, while you're still technically playing Fortnite, you can do that now. And so, yeah, Fortnite has once again added another game to Fortnite that isn't Fortnite that will be super addictive that people will put hundreds of thousands of hours into.
Yeah, we saw a lot of trailers for this during the Game Awards, like multiple trailers for this.
And it's fun. And one of the weird things is they have some. So Fortnite has a lot of IP licenses, Star Wars characters, Marvel characters, DC characters, NFL teams, like all sorts of stuff. So when they did the Lego version, some of the licenses apparently carry over and some of them don't. So I can load into my Lego island as Lego Captain America, but I cannot load into my Lego island as Batman. So if I select my Batman character from Fortnite, it gives me a default Fortnite skin. So it's weird to see which ones do load and which ones don't. And mostly it seems like about half of the Marvel characters I own show up in the Lego skins. So I have like Lego Ant-Man, I have Lego Captain America, I have Lego Silver Surfer. But then I don't have, it doesn't seem to be any of the DC ones. So I don't have, there's no Lego Poison Ivy, there's no Lego Batman, there's no Lego Superman. So it's just weird to see like which IPs work and which ones don't when you go to load in the Lego version. But yeah, it's fun. Like I spent like 2 hours like building a little shack and making my little like my little starter town area. And yeah, it's like, oh, this will be like I could sit and listen to a podcast and play this like the way I used to do No Man's Sky and just relax. Like it'll be fun for that. And so yeah, it's really cool in the fact that I mean they're tossing on a game where maybe someone doesn't own Minecraft as as a kid. there's some kid now that will go and learn how to do that same type of building aspect in a game while doing the Lego version of Fortnite.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then watched a comedy special this week. Shane Torres from All Fantasy Everything and the I can't think of his podcast. Damn it, I can't think of what it's called. But Shane Torres released his new comedy special on his YouTube channel, on Bert Kreischer's YouTube channel. He recorded a special open up for Bert Kreischer. I can't remember where they did the recording at, but it's hilarious. The special is called The Blue-Eyed Mexican because Shane Torres is a blue-eyed Mexican. The special is really funny. I think I laughed like out loud 5 or 6 times while I was watching it, and it might be the funniest thing I've seen this year, which I think is extra funny because Bert Kreischer's movie came out this year, The Machine, and it was kind of funny. But yeah, I think Shane Torres' special is actually funnier than Bert Kreischer's movie, which is kind of funny because Shane Torres' special is on Bert Kreischer's YouTube channel. But yeah, if you want a couple of chuckles for the end of the year, I would say go watch The Blue-Eyed Mexican. It was a funny show. It was a funny stand-up special. It's got some really good jokes on it. Shane Torres is a damn funny comedian. But yeah, that's what I've been getting into.
Nice. Well, on that note, then, we are about to start shutting things down. A friendly reminder before we do that. We usually stream this show live every Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, over at www.gonnageek.com/live. I don't think we 100% committed to next week, or did we commit to doing it live next week? And I just forgot.
Did we talk about this?
We did at the very beginning of the show.
Yeah, me and Chris said we could do it.
Some dude. I'm not Blake.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot some dude was here. So not Blake.
Yeah. No, he's gone. Not Blake's here.
Not Blake. Is not Blake going to be available for podcasting on Sunday?
Christmas Eve.
I not know.
Okay, well, just let us know. Worst case scenario, we can either pre-record something, or Bachman and I can just do something and invite some guests on.
Here. I was just making a joke of not Blake.
That's fair. I mean, I can change you back to some dude if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, or I could make you. It's a No Accounting for Taste. Shane Torres and Kyle Kinane. That's his podcast. It's hilarious. They defend things that need defending, like Las Vegas and Nickelback.
Does Las Vegas need defending?
They did an episode on Las Vegas. It was funny. They defended the good things. They basically find something that people shit on, and they find the good aspects of it. It's a funny podcast.
The only good thing about Las Vegas are the vices.
They found some good things. Go listen. It's a good episode.
What was that dinosaur guy in Invincible, the comic? Spoilers. I think he was right about Las Vegas.
Dinosaurus.
Yeah, he was right about Las Vegas.
Yeah. Dinosaurus was right.
Dinosaurus did nothing wrong.
Magneto did nothing
I
wrong.
wouldn't agree with that.
Dinosaurus did a lot wrong.
Dinosaurus ends up killing like 300 million people at one point in the comic.
Yeah, but I mean, how many
when he
people
shifts
are in
the tides.
World?
Yeah, he put a dent in the human population. Like, you can't say that dinosaurs did nothing wrong.
No, he
was right about Vegas. He was not right about everything.
He should have done Dubai. I'm not gonna lie, because if just for the same reasons as Las Vegas, just it's a waste of just resources. In that instance, just making an oasis out of a desert that takes.
For those that don't know what
else.
Willie's referring to, Dinosaurus blows up Vegas and they turn it into a giant solar farm. Because it is a waste of resources.
Well, when he blows it up, it just turns into glass.
Yeah,
which then
helps.
The Global Defense Agency puts on double solar panels from the sun and from the reflection of the glass, and Vegas starts powering, I think it's 2/3 of the U.S. with clean, free energy.
Dinosaurs did nothing wrong.
I'm still not going to agree with that.
Well, before we shut this down,
power.
Before we shut this down,
part of 3 million.
There you go. Before we shut it down, I guess a heads up for folks: if you want to go see the new Wonka movie, you can get a buy one ticket get one free through Fandango right now. So I don't know if that's
good or bad.
Yeah, that's what I was bringing that up as. It came out on the 15th, so does that mean it's doing good or bad if Fandango is doing a buy one get one?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a miracle.
I don't know.
It's not Gene Wilder. It ain't Wonka to me. I'm sorry.
It looks interesting, and the trailers looked interesting. Evidently, it's like a musical though too, and they didn't really show that very much in the trailers. I guess people were like, "I didn't know it was a full blown musical at times," and I was like, "It is."
Yeah, so that's weird.
That's weird. Well, I mean, it's the same thing they did with the Mean Girls movie. Mean Girls the musical, and the first 2 trailers didn't show any musical numbers. And I was like, huh? What are you doing? I'm very confused. I mean,
We're a
perpetually
thing.
confused.
Well, show me the thing you are.
Yeah, I'm perpetually confused. But on that note, we are going to shut this down. We will see you all next weekend for some weekend/holiday frivolities. Thank you so much to everyone that did join us, and we will see you for the next episode. Before I hit the end button, you guys have any final thoughts for the people?
Merry Squigmas!
I hope someone relates to me when they get Gene Wilder and Gene Hackman confused.
Hackman.
Hackman!
Hackman! On that note, we are getting out of here, and we'll see you all later. Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek Radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGNpodcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.